Namaste, my dear students. Me, Moti Prasad Paudel from Joint School Family, Rupandehi. Today, I am going to teach you Social Study of Standard 9, Unit 3, Lesson 3.3. And before this, we have already studied in the Pepson by the Pepson Rupandehi, Unit 3, Lesson 3.2. So today I am going to start this topic, Nepali architecture. Nepali architecture, it means Nepali Vastu Kala. And first of all, before going to this lesson, I would like to tell you what is the meaning of architecture. Architecture is the art of designing and constructing houses, temples, places, monasteries and other buildings. So this architecture is one of the best things to build different type of temples, monastery, etc. in our country. So it also reflects our history. Different people, they have designed and they have constructed different type of places, monasteries and other building also. So this is also one of the very important thing of our country, and this architecture is the property of our country also. So the architecture of our country is explained under the following topic. There are three types of architecture are here. First of all, I want to say you the pagoda type of style. Second one, the stupa or the chaitya style, and third one, the shikhar or the summit style. And so before going to explain all these three, first of all I want to start the pagoda type of style. This pagoda type of style, it is very good thing. It is pagoda type of style. It is a multi-roof temple or a tall tower with several levels, which has a large base and proportionately decreasing upper part with a pinnacle. Pinnacle in English, what we can say, gazur. So this is everyone in our locality also we can find this type of pagoda type of style. In our neighboring also we can find, in our locality also we can find this type of temple. This type of style of temples are also found. Pagoda style was started in the 13th century in Nepal. This type of style, it is started in our country in the 13th century in Nepal. This style is believed to be popularized by Arnico. Do you know Arnico? I think very famous artist of our country, Arnico and his friends, who took it in Tibet and China. For example, we can give the example of pagoda style. Nyatapola, Pasupatinath temple, Taleju temple. These are the example of the pagoda style. And this pagoda type of style temple is very famous in the different different parts of our country, and it is also well managed and well designed. And in the roof also we can find out the gazur pinnacle, we can say, which is painted in the golden color. Second one, the stupa or the chaitya style. Second one, that is the stupa or the chaitya style. This building style with a flat bottom and shrink top without the roof, that is called the stupa style. Basically, we can find it here, the Buddhist architecture. Buddhist architecture, which is also very famous in Lumbini zone, or we can say in the Rupandehi district or in the Kathmandu valley. We can find this stupa or the chaitya style type of building. Indian Emperor King Ashoka introduced this style of architecture in Nepal, and it was practiced since from the very ancient time. Since from the very ancient time it has been established in our country. The Indian emperor, who is very famous, Asoka, King Asoka, he has brought this, he has built in this stupa or the Chaitya style. The example we can say the Mayadevi temple of Lumbini, Mayadevi temple of Lumbini, Swayambhunath, Bauddhanath, Charumati of Kathmandu. These are some of the example of the stupa or the Chaitya style. So third one, we can say the Shikhar or summit. Summit means it is the top, Shikhar top one. So this type of style is also very famous in our country. The Shikhar or summit style is roofless, without roof, is roofless, and you can see in the picture of these three type of architecture. It is given in your book. You can see that different type of temples are also given in your books. The Shikhar style or the summit style is roofless and contains several towering and trapping tops with the golden pinnacle, which is mostly made by stone. It is believed that this style of architecture was developed in 4th century. This type of the Shikhar or summit, it has been developed in the 4th century in our country, and it is come from India in our country. In Nepal, in this type of architecture, it is very famous during 17th and 18th century in our country. We can give the example of Krishna temple of Patan, Brahma temple of Pasupatinath, etc. These are the Shikhar and the summit style temples which are found in our country. So these are the main Nepali architecture which are found in our country. These are our property. These are our identity. These are our identity, cultural, or we can say historical identity. And beside this, some dome type of also we can found. Dome means in this type of dome type of style is also found in our country, or in Nepali architecture we can say several temples and houses. It is dome type of style. It is made in our country, which is in the some of the Buddhist temple also we can see. And Islamic Mughal style like Janki temple in Janakpur is a magnificent temple which is built in the Mughal style. So these are the different type of Nepali architecture which are found in our country, and it is our duty to preserve all these things by us so that it will be a property, it is the asset of our country. So what is the role of local people? What is the role of local people for protection and preservation of this architecture of our country? We, all the people, those who are living nearby this Nepali architecture, it is our duty to collect, it is our duty to protect the different type of architecture in our country. This architecture are the asset of our country. So every citizen of our country, it is our duty to protect it and to preserve it. We always say that the government is the sole responsible to protect this type of property. Or we are always giving blame to the government to protect this property, but government cannot look all after this property, because it is our duty also. We have to protect ourselves. But we the people especially, we have to see this, we have to look after this. Though government allocates some of the budget, or the government appoints some personnel to protect this Nepali architecture, but it is the duty of the people or the local people to preserve it. Some of the roles of the local people can play for the protection and preservation of these places. So different local people, they have to follow the different steps to preserve this property. First of all, they have to make that area safety area. The Nepali architecture, where it is available, the local people, they have also make some safety area. They have to surround that area. They have to protect that area. They have to keep some security personnel to protect this area. Secondly, they must keep the surrounding very neat and clean. Secondly, the local people, it is their duty also to keep that surrounding very neat and clean, and they have to take keen interest to develop or to look after this area. And in some of the people, in some of the area, what we have seen, some local clubs are also open. Some local clubs are also formed to preserve this area, so that this type of area they can preserve for a long time. Timely renovation, timely care, timely maintenance work, it should be also done to develop our Nepali architecture. And at last, what I want to say about the preservation and protection of this Nepali culture, it is the duty of local people, it is the duty of INGOs, NGOs, our local government. Now you know that there are three types of governments are there: central government, state government, and the local government. It is the duty of the local government also, either rural municipality or municipality, they have to also look after this, and different INGOs are also there, different NGOs are also there. So these are the duties of all to protect and preserve all this area. If we will protect this Nepali architecture, what we call Vastukala, it will be a property, it will be the asset of the country. History also, in the history also we can say these are our ancient architects, and from this also we can learn so many things. And side by side, Nepali architecture, it also attract the tourists from the different countries. Different tourists, they are coming from the different countries to see this area, and they are also visiting the different places of our country to visit this area to look after the Nepali architecture. Slowly and gradually, this Nepali architecture, they are also gaining popularity in other countries. The people, they are also explaining about the Nepali architecture, and this Nepali architecture, it is really, if we will say, it is very famous in the world. And Nepali architecture, if we will say, it is very unique architecture of our country, and it is still now it has been preserved, renovated and protected by our government and the people of our country. Okay. So now I want to tell you about what is the difference between traditional architecture and modern architecture. Nowadays modern architecture is also very popular in our country, and modern architecture, it is influenced by the European country. It is influenced from the European country. So just I want to difference about the traditional and modern architecture. The traditional architecture, it is style. It has been made from the original, or we can say since from the very beginning, since from the 17th or 18th century. And modern architects, it has been influenced by the Europe countries, and it is the style, new style, and this modern architect, it is also gaining popularity in our country, and also it is occupying places in our country. Secondly, if we will say in traditional architecture, stone, wood, they are used to make the architecture in our country. Previously, most of the architecture, it has been made with the help of the stone and with the help of the wood. But in modern, what happened? We can use the cement, concrete, iron, and other things. It is used by the mason to build the modern architect with a modern design. And the third difference I want to say to you, traditional architect, it is the origin. It is originated in our country, and also it is originated from the neighboring country. It has been brought from the India, or we can say our neighboring country. And modern architect, it is the European influence which is brought from by the other countries. It is influenced by the European countries. So these are some of the difference between the traditional and the modern architect. But if you will say about the traditional and modern, now both are what happened, both are gaining popularity. But traditional architecture, it has their own value, and modern architecture, they are also get their own value. Modern architect, it is made by the different designing. It is computerized. It is made by the new technology in our country or in the other countries also. Now new technology, they are also gaining popularity. So these are some of the difference between traditional and modern architecture. Okay, thank you this much for today.